What I'm making here is the 3D bubble or bobble stitch using 6mm cubics needles with some loops and threads yarn, just to keep it simple to show this pattern. As an example though, this is a rather large needle, just to show the example. Here I have another example here, a pattern I've done on my site for a baby blanket, which is much different, just to show you so that you don't think that they always have these spaces in them. And what this is a 4 stitch repeat plus 1, and I've started out already just to save some time on the video. I've done some rows already. As you can see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm on my 5th row. It's an 8-row repeat, and you're doing a knit 3, purl 1. So you can see there, knit 3, purl 1, knit 3, purl 1. So I'm just going to go across quickly and show how to do this, and we'll also get to the people who don't know what as presents repeat. So we'll do the knit 3, purl 1, and we'll get to the as presents repeats after. So 1, 2, 3, and then you have your purl 1, and 1, 2, 3, knit, purl 1, 1, 2, 3, purl 1, 1, 2, 3, and then you have your plus 1 stitch. Now what you're also going to need once we get to that 8th row is a crochet hook, and I'm going to show you how to drop a stitch, and you're going to be picking it back up to make this 3D effect, okay? Oh, I've dropped some stitches here. Just going to pick those up. So at the as presents, what you do is you knit exactly how it's shown here. So you can see here you've got a purl, 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 and then a knit here, and then purl, 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 and then you've got a knit here. See? So you just do it as literally as the stitches present to you. I'll grab some yarn here. So you've got your knot is on the other side here, so that's going to be a knit, and then a purl, 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 and then got on the other side here, sorry about my fingers there, so that'll be a knit so that you're matching up your stitch to the other side, and then purl matches your stitch there, purl, purl, knit, purl, 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 knit, purl, 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 knit, purl, purl, purl. Okay, and that's how you do an as presents, and that's also how you follow the pattern for this 3D bubble. Like I said, you're going to do 7 rows in that manner, and then I'll be right back and I'll show you how to do your 8th row. Okay, we're back, I'll show you how to do your drop stitched for your 8th row. And this is where you're going to be pulling in your crochet hook. Now try to use a crochet hook that is within 1 millimeter of your knitting needles. That way it's not too big and it's not too small. And what you'll be doing again is just as presents for the first few here. And then when you get to this line that you've created by doing the opposite stitch, so you have your knit 3, purl 1, purl 3, knit 1, that's creating this line here. And what this is going to do is just gives you a visual of where you should be dropping your stitch. So what you're going to do is take your crochet hook, put it into the bottom or your first row, right? So that's holding on to that space right there, a little space marker. And then take the stitch at top and just drop it off. And pull this through until it reaches your crochet hook. And while you're doing this, watch what's going on up here so that you're not dropping stitches, because it's really easy to drop a stitch when you start pulling around the yarn like this. Take your crochet hook, come up top here, and what you're going to do is pull the yarn through the back, through that space that you've kept with your crochet hook, come up top, grab the yarn, okay, and you're going to do a single crochet. So you've pulled that yarn that you've grabbed, you've pulled it through the loop on your yarn, and what you're going to do now to replace that stitch that you just dropped is take this yarn and put it over onto your right needle, okay? So you've got your right needle here, take that loop that you've made, with the crochet hook, put it onto your right needle, and that's how you do the drop stitch. And it'll pull it down like this, and it also makes this nice design on the back. So keep knitting as it presents till you get to that drop stitch. So you've got 3, and then again you've got to put your crochet hook through the bottom, drop your stitch, pull it through, watch your stitches up here, use your crochet hook, pull it through that bottom, up and around, make a single crochet with the yarn, single crochet right there, and then onto your right needle. And then again, go across the pattern, do the same. This will be on your 8th row. Hold the space at the bottom, take the stitch off, drop the stitch, up and through, single crochet, and onto your right needle, just like that, and watch your needle. And then right across to the end. I'll show you one more time. Mark your space at the bottom, drop off, grab your stitch, pull it through, make a single crochet, and then onto your right hand needle. And then you're going to finish off your row. And the reason why we have it a 4 plus 1 is because your next row, when you start from the beginning again, so you've done your 8 rows there, you're starting at the beginning again, what you're going to be doing is now your opposite stitch, that's going to be your drop stitch, is going to be in the middle of your next bobble. So see here, we've got one here, one over here, one here. So now what you're going to be doing is you're going to go in the middle of the next bobble, and that's what gives it this honeycomb effect. And you can see on the other side of the pattern too, it has this honeycomb effect to it. So it's actually not that bad of a fabric to be using that you have reversible. I don't mind it for baby blankets whatsoever because it really doesn't look that bad on the other side. Okay, so what we do is we're going to match up our folds here, our drops here. So we've got knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then what you're going to do here is have a purl here, and see how that purl matches up with the row underneath. Okay, and then you're just going to keep doing the same. 1, 2, 3. Go back to your 3, knit 1, purl. So 1, 2, 3, knit, and then your 1 purl. 1, 2, 3, and you're going into the stitches that have been pulled, so sometimes they can be a little tight, like this one here. So that's 3 and 4. When you get to the ends, you want to make sure that that's where you've had one before. So whenever you get to your sides, you want to make sure that you have another stitch here that's going to be matching up too. So that's your 4, and then you've got your 2. And then on the other side, you just do as presents as before. So you do that 7 times, and on your 8th row, you do your drop stitch again, remembering that whenever you start again, you're going to be, your sequence again at the first row, you're going to be moving them back to the beginning of where you had them before, so that all of your gathers or your drop stitches are off-centered, and you'll have that honeycomb effect, which creates your pattern. Okay, so just stick with as is, drop your stitches the way I showed you, and that is the 3D bobble stitch. You can go to my website, musestudio.com, and you can also see this pattern that I made using this stitch. Thanks, bye.